Good morning. Today we are going to discuss a couple of the standards that I've chosen for fourth grade social studies. So the first standard I chose is Standard 4, and it focuses on maps and globes. Standard 4.4.1 states locate and label continents, oceans, poles, hemispheres, and key parallels and meridians on a map and globe. What my students need to know and need to be able to do, I need my students to already know how to identify major parts on a map. And from there, I'm going to have my students label using color coding techniques all of the continents, oceans, poles, hemispheres, and key parallels along with meridians. I'm going to give them the choice to be able to do this by themselves or with a partner. After that, the identifying learning target type, they're going to be using content and knowledge. They're going to take what they already know about maps and advance their knowledge to learn more about our global map. Determining the big ideas, the aha moments. I want my students to be able to have the knowledge of where major things are on a map. I want them to be able to be asked a question about our globe and be able to be like, oh yeah, this continent is next to that continent and it's by this ocean. So that is for Standard 4.4.1. Next, we have Standard 8, the role of a citizen, and this is also for fourth grade social studies. So Standard 4.8.2 says, differentiate between citizens' rights, responsibilities, and duties. So what my students need to know and need to be able to do, I want my students to be able to know the difference between a person's rights, responsibilities, and duties. So they need to be able to already know the differences between those things. And then I also want my students to create a chart and list 5 citizen rights, 5 responsibilities, and 5 duties. And then I also want them to pick the ones that they think are most important. And I also want them to be able to identify one right, responsibility, or duty that they just don't think that American citizens should have to deal with. Identifying learning target types. This standard is going to be using reasoning and cognitive development. Students will read a chapter, watch a video, and the video is going to talk about the differentiation between these responsibilities, duties, and rights. And I need my students to use logic and reasoning to identify which things that they agree with and don't agree with. The aha moment I'm looking for here that determines the big idea is I want my students to know the basic rights that they have as citizens and the basic duties and responsibilities that are asked of U.S. citizens. And those are the 2 standards that I decided to discuss today. Thank you.